This week we're going to highlight planting trends here in the U.S. as well as short-term weather forecast. Then we're going to turn our attention to the pace of export sales as the old crop year begins to wind down. And we're going to wrap things up with a long-term review of November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Bastine with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We moved into the latter half of May here, and of course it's time to wrap up soybean planting. Let's take a look at the nationwide pace. USDA reported on Monday of this week that 66% of the U.S. beans were planted as of May 18th. Notice last year at this time we were only 50% planted, and the 5-year average is 53%. Let's now take a look at the history of soybean planting progress here. We're looking at a record pace here at 66%. Now we're looking at the next 2 weeks, on average, approximately 27% of the U.S. beans are planted between May 18th and June 1st. Of course, that's weather permitting. Speaking of the weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Now, we're sensitive to the fact that it's been a challenge the further south you go in the U.S. this spring because of all the wet weather, so we're going to highlight that as we move forward. Looking here as we tape on Tuesday, some rain has occurred here, and then some more additional showers are forecast here on Wednesday and Thursday across those green areas. Let's look at temperature trends now over the next 7 to 10 days. All across that blue area there is going to be cool, in fact, much colder than normal. Now let's look forward to May 23rd to the 27th. We're looking here across that southern belt, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. We certainly hope that there's a planting window that opens up for folks who are in that region. As we move further north, lighter totals over the holiday weekend of about 0.4 to 0.8 of an inch of rain. Let's quantify rainfall totals now over the next 2 weeks. Again, looking here, basically the remainder of May, all across that yellow area is normal precip. Actually a little bit lighter than normal, slightly dry across parts of southern Iowa into Nebraska, and a little bit wetter than normal up in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and again across that mid-south region. Let's shift gears now and focus on export trends in the U.S. Let's take a look at the level of unshipped export sales. Now, of course, with the Brazilian crop completely harvested now, the Brazilian harvest complete, we're moving more of that crop into the world pipeline. U.S. business has dropped off seasonally here. Unshipped sales are actually at a 3-year high, but you can see very, very little on the books remaining to China here. The key message as we move forward here in the last couple of weeks of May is that this week's model has near-term exports in a range from 10 to 16 million bushels per week with a midpoint of 13. Now, recent shipments have been averaging about 16 plus per week, but the forecast is 5 million bushels higher than what it was over the upcoming pace in 23-24, and it matches the 5-year average. So again, a seasonal decline here, but about in line with average. Let's now take a look at the long-term review of November soybean futures. On November beans, as we tape here on Tuesday, have rebounded a bit. They're back to 10.40 a bushel. Here's the key message as we look forward to the summer period here. Look at that potential volatility in June, July, and August, September, all the way into that October crop insurance period. That's why we strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to continue to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend.